the first time ever a black woman will take the diamond as a professional baseball coach. 29-year-old Bianca Smith will join the Boston Red Sox this upcoming season as a minor league coach. It comes just over 60 years after the Red Sox became the final major league team to integrate. Think about that. CBS This Morning Saturday co-host Dana Jacobson spoke with Smith about her historic hire in an interview you're seeing first on CBS This Morning. Dana, good morning to you. Tell me everything.
Good morning. There's a lot to tell, Tony. Bianca Smith's love of the game dates back to when she was just a little girl. Her mother introduced her to it, and some of her earliest memories are watching the World Series with her father. Despite that passion, she obviously never saw anyone who looked like her on the field. Now all she has to do is look in the mirror.
If people think, it's just because I'm a woman, well, then I'll just go out and prove them wrong.
Proving people wrong may as well be Bianca Smith's catchphrase. Her path into one of sports' most exclusive clubs was paved with anything but gold.
I love the idea that, yes, representation matters, but then there's also the idea that just because you don't see it doesn't mean you can't do it, because somebody has to be the first. Otherwise, it's never going to happen.
Smith grew up playing soccer before turning to softball in high school. She was fast and talented, but an injury during her senior year seemingly ended her chances of playing in college at Dartmouth.
I picked cheerleading instead. So I decided to cheer and started working for the Dartmouth baseball team. And I ran into the softball coach going to visit the baseball coach. And she just asked, hey, do you want to try out for the team then? And I wasn't going to say no. So I tried out and made it. And
wow. It's like fate was directing you there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I never expected that to happen.
Smith's love of the game developed as she starred on the Dartmouth softball team and the club baseball team. She'd go on to earn a dual business law degree in sports law and sports management at Case Western University, all while working as the team's director of baseball operations. She had dreams of joining a Major League Baseball front office. Baseball internships in the commissioner's office and with 2 major league clubs were next. But she realized her passion wasn't in the office. It was on the field itself, coaching.
There are times where I definitely felt like I wanted to give up. Like that period between the commissioner's office and the Reds, I actually worked 8 jobs at one time, one of them being a volunteer coach, just so I could pay for an apartment.
Why didn't you give up?
My parents. Surprisingly, there are times where they even said, why don't you just go ahead and take the bar, go practice law for a bit? But they saw how much I wanted to do this. They saw the drive and the passion, how much I loved coaching, and they were willing to do whatever was necessary to help me.
That support was all she needed. For the past 2 years, Smith served as an assistant coach and hitting coordinator at Carroll University in Wisconsin. Their team moniker, none other than the Pioneers.
The headlines are saying first black female coach in Major League Baseball. For you, what is this about?
It means more now than it did before. And this is not what I was thinking when I accepted the offer. When I accepted it, I was just thinking I get to coach. I knew it was going to be a pretty big deal. This actually ended up being, I didn't realize how big this was to people. But to me, this is just an opportunity to hopefully inspire other women of color who are interested in this game, who might even have the idea that they want to coach, but because they've never seen somebody who looks like them doing it, it never really occurred to them that they could do it too.
Smith told me that her gender has actually been more of a challenge in baseball than her race, but added that she can't differentiate between the two because as soon as someone sees her, they obviously see both. As for women in baseball, she's joining a handful of coaches, the first hire just last year, and she told me she looks forward to the day when hirings like theirs don't make headlines. Gail, they are just the norm.
Wow. Oh, I love everything about her in this story. Thank you, Dana. I mean, think about that, guys. 8 jobs, 2 degrees. You go, Bianca.
Dual business law degree. That is, that's impressive. I love that her parents, when she was in a moment where she wasn't sure what she was going to do, said, no, stick with this.
Yes. You know what I'm going to do?
Advice.
Yeah.
I'm going to send her a ring light today because something tells me she's going to be doing a lot of interviews. And it was hard not being able to see her whole face. I want to see your whole face, Bianca, because you look fantastic.